Infield. Thank you. Riders meeting.
Is that 5 by 10? Wow. Or 10 by 5.
Are there any other questions for the race? Majors? It's minors, 55, and then finals, 55. Yeah. Good question. I didn't make it clear enough. All right. That's good. Any other questions?
Stay there. Why is it dark?
Three qualifiers. The final will have 6, and then we'll have a minor final. Kind of depending on how many people are left. Maybe not half. All right. Amara, do we have anything else?
Welcome everybody out there, whether you're watching live or watching this back later. Thanks for tuning in for some Friday night racing here at the Velodrome. This weekend is Masters Regional Championships. So age-based categories throughout the weekend. Today, mostly about the Keirins, is going to be the biggest start for our program. We'll also have some scratch racing. We end with a big Madison as well. A fun Camp Velo graduation today, kind of a different format for our Camp Velo kids joining us. And then the Kiddie Kilo, always a favorite on a Friday night. A couple more weeks of regular racing this season. We're looking forward to doing, of course, this weekend of Masters Championships, and then our finale, the last big event of our regular season next Friday. Looking forward to that as well. Hope you have a fantastic time enjoying the broadcast out there wherever you're from. Let's get down to the track as we're just about ready to start after this racer meeting with our first heats. All right, rider meeting is wrapped up, which means we're getting set to start here. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Friday night. This weekend, Masters Regional Championships get started. We have a couple sessions this weekend in total. So for all the different types of racing we're going to host, the idea is to find some champions age-based categories throughout this event. We start with our 35-plus men in their Keirin heats, the qualifying rounds. They're getting set to start here shortly. You'll see them in the warm-up circle getting behind the pacer as they come out for their first laps around the track. Kiddie Kilo registration is still open if you want to get the youngster out here tonight. Just make sure you get signed up for the fun lap around the track. I'm sure everybody's already marked their calendars for the finale next week. The Corgi races coming to the track a week from today. Looking forward to that. That's going to be another fun event as we close out our 2026 Summer of Racing. Nearing its end. A couple weeks of postseason that'll be here as well, though typically I will be absent for most of that. Back to my other work and employment. As much as I love being here. School's coming back around, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go back to the classroom. And there's our first heat getting things rolling on the warm-up circle now. And our first heat for the 55-plus men now on track. Top threes will race in the majors. Everyone else to the minor from this group. We have number 309, Hyun Lee. Number 38, Mike Robson. Number 27, Vern Cole. 52, Aaron Levin. 488, Dominic Clark. Our group of 5 here in this first heat. This is a 4-lap race, so this goes by pretty quickly. Riders are going through the first 2.5 laps with the pacer in the front to bring them up to speed. So the Keirin is set up to be a high-speed finishing race, although ever since the change that gave us this extra half lap, or even by the rule books, sometimes an extra, the full 2 laps at the end of the race, it feels like it's a long ways to the finish line on our 400-meter track sometimes. Pacer brings them up gradually every single lap, just a little bit of acceleration while the riders get to benefit from that slipstream, get a nice gradual increase of speed, and then the final lap and a half is all up to the riders. A race to the finish line to be top 3 here in the qualifying round. The championship round to come later during that major race that they're hoping to qualify for tonight. Pacer picking up speed still here, seeing 2 to go. So final half lap of acceleration now. Board member and Taco Time Racing rider on the front there, Mike Westover, wearing the staff colors, driving the pacer for us today. And this will be his final lap with this race. The qualifiers really now getting underway. Hyun Lee still on the lead of the lap. The rider for Dyna slows out the pace a little bit, not trying to drive from the front too quickly. Here comes what it looks like the first aggression from the back end. That's Dominic Clark in the white. Number 48 comes to the front as the bell's ringing, in great position to be a top 3 in this race. Has been looking really good during our sprint series this year. Hyun Lee, though, finding some good turn here on the back half of his lap, so he's got some good response there in the legs, finds the speed necessary in the final 200 to make the close, and a great jump from Robson, the rider from 10 speed, all the way outside the blue, cruising in. And that'll be your top 3. Yeah, I see you commenting out there in the live stream. Welcome if you're out there. It's a good crowd here on what is actually a pretty overcast, not the most beautiful Friday evenings, but still a great crowd here. The loudest bunch I hear is the Camp Velo graduates getting ready for their race later. Yeah, that's right. I saw a comment earlier talking about the devil takes the hindmost. Yeah, we talk about that sometimes. This is the name of the elimination. That's a great race. The Corgi races will be on YouTube, yes. We will be streaming our regular Friday night event next week as we usually do, so you should be able to catch that. It's kind of like broadcasting the Kiddie Kilos. We'll just keep the cameras rolling for the whole evening. You get to enjoy the Corgis sprinting down the finish line here I believe there's 12 dogs maybe coming. Is that what I heard? A dozen, I think. 2 heats of 6 is the idea.
There's 10 now. We
10.
had one drop out, which was a bummer. But they just won literally the Corgi World Championships.
Oh.
And then they dropped out, so I was a little sad.
They got their big reward, and they're like...
I guess.
Yeah, that's enough tail wagging for 1 year.
Yeah. But it's going to be amazing. Down the home stretch, there's like 10, 15 dog vendors. I don't even know. Bring your dog. Get some
it'll
cool
be fun.
stuff.
We're going to have to do the Nolan Adams special and have everybody hold up their dog for the camera for sure next
Simba
week.
Cam.
Oh, yeah, the Simba Cam has got to happen. Yeah, it'll be great. I got to talk about this heat before they're done. We've got 4 riders out here. Number 51 at the front, Jim Flynn at the front of this heat. 16 is Mike Darlene. Number 33, Andrew Lynch. And number 432, Mark Pampenhausen in this group of 4. So 3 qualify for the major. Just like the last heat, there goes the pacer off the front into the final lap and a half. Flynn on the front still, rolling onto the home side of the track. Flynn kind of favoring that right shoulder because he's trying to anticipate some sort of attack here through this portion of the race and not seeing anything. He's just going to hold on to some acceleration through this part, not wanting to give too much away from the lead spot. Now he sees Darlene making the jump. Lynch making a strong pass around the corner. Pampenhausen will follow. That looks to be your top 3 lined up. The Corgis next week participating in a scratch race or a Keirin. What about a Madison? I'm not sure we could. I mean, dogs are smart. You could probably train them to do a Madison. Oh my gosh. That might have to be potentially that's how we go viral here at the track, is if we could get Corgis doing Madison racing somehow. That would be masterful. It's just going to be a sprint down the home straight here, is my understanding. So it's going to look a little bit like the push bike derby, but 4 legs instead of 2. Here's your first heat for the 35 plus Keirin on the track now after completing their first lap. In this group, we've got 6 riders, 3 to advance to the major. Conrad Mayer, number 48 on the front. Aaron Halfacker, number 37. Behind him, Mike Ritter, number 321. Scott Grinsel in the pink for Dyna's, number 18. Andrew Karlberg, number 12. And his teammate right behind him, both for leading factory racing. That's Peter Snobla, number 379 at the back end in the original pole. Looks like everybody's still in their lineups. Seeing 2 to go, so final half lap with the pacer now. This is a group I'm pretty familiar with. I see, and if you watch our racing regularly, you would know most of these names. Maybe seeing a little bit less of Conrad Mayer on a Friday night, but has been racing a lot on the Monday racing series in the sprints over there. Has definitely been looking zippy and having some pretty good results there. He's just going to raise this thing from the front. He's lighting it up here a little bit. It's still a top 3 race. This is not a race to win at all. So I think Mayer racing it pretty smart here from the front, realizing he's got pretty good power, trying to hold on from that position. Halfacker from right behind in the teal and the white, a little bit out of the saddle now, starting to punch up a bit. The Stars and Stripes of Karlberg should be able to roll around above the blue line and challenge for top 3. It'll be Karlberg third across the line. A nice measured effort from number 12. Then Halfacker and Mayer will go top 3 in that heat. Heat B. Getting behind the pacer now. 3 more to advance to the major. In position 1, number 25, Galen Erickson. Right behind Tyson Danielson, number 10. Sam Karp, racing number 319. Stan Douglas, number 316. James Campbell Harris, number 311, is in position 5. 1 not starting from the initial start list, so we're at 5 out of our 6 potentials. 3 will still advance to the major as this race concludes. Won't be long before the Kiddie Kilo. We've got a couple more heats to go through. There looks to be 2 heats in our Masters women, so Kiddie Kilo riders can get ready for staging here, as there's actually only about 10 laps of racing before the Kiddie Kilo starts. So heads up on that. Sort of a little valley here between Karp and Danielson, though starting to kind of cruise that thing back together again. Looking okay now. Now at 2 to go. Qualifying in for the championship round here for our regionals. Getting to that major, race for the top 6 spots. Both of these front 2 riders in really good race shape right now this season. Galen Erickson has been competing well at our track year after year and has had a little bit of an absence the last couple of years, but has been having a really nice 2026 coming back to us. Danielson trying to show some big strength here. Actually wants to take the front from Erickson now. Now it's a fight for 3rd. Campbell Harris makes the move just under the blue line. He takes over on the front. That might be our top 3. Let's see if there's any opportunity for either Karp or Douglas to catch on the wheel, and it looks like they're both starting to kind of pull off a bit through the corner. Danielson, Erickson, and Campbell Harris end up going top 3, and that'll be 3 making it on for the major round. Joining Carlberg, Halfecker, and Mayer. Two heats for our Masters women. The first heat behind the pacer already. Top 3 again to advance, so pretty similar format. This time we've got 4 in heat 1 and 5 in our second heat. In position 1, number 213, Selesky. Number 203, right behind is Kansu Miller. Number 110, Hillary Luther. Number 112, Jasmine Chuang. Last time I saw Luther here, the Portland Speedster, wasn't wearing the colors of Leading Factory Racing, so a change of the heraldry for the rider out of Portland. Definitely will be favored, I think, here to have a good Keirin today. Currently racing in that 3rd position. On deck will be Heat B. That's a second of 2 heats. And then we'll be getting right on to the Kiddie Kilo. Again, Kiddie Kilo riders to staging areas in preparation for your racing. Thank you. Showing 2 to go. Selesky the front of the race now as the pacer pulls out of the way. Everybody's still staying in their lineup. a little bit of push here from the lead rider. It looks like she's trying to just keep this pace as consistent as possible. The bell ringing, still lined up. Kind of looking for the jump to get lined up here. Through the corner, still in their lineup. Selesky on the lead. It is just a race for top 3, so that is part of the calculus here, as they know they got to race it again. You want to do just enough to get on and advance. Here comes a bit of push from Luther into turn 3. And Chuang making the jump over as well. It looks like Jasmine's going to position herself third across the line with that jump. And that'll be your top 3. Now on track, our second of the 2 heats. And the final of our qualifying rounds here, this final heat. Number 206, Lisa Sievers is in the front for Spokeswomen Racing. Payne Switage, number 207, directly behind. Christina Porwath in number 210 is in position 3. Amar Edwards, number 109, in position 4. Abby Lynch, number 208, is the 5th rider in the lineup. Top 3 to advance. A little bit of a gap there behind the pacer. It's starting to close that back up again. Still has a half a lap of acceleration left to go, seeing 2 to go. And really in this situation, the one that's hurting the most is going to be the one who's just behind that pacer, not getting the biggest benefit, right? The benefit of drawing position at 1 is that you get that best draft. Negative, of course, is now you're in this kind of position where you're on the front of the field. But when you're not benefiting very much from that slipstream as you kind of let the pacer go, it's going to hurt your chances for being strong as the race gets up to speed. And the bell's ringing. 1 to go for our last qualifying lap of racing. Sweetage, number 207, takes the lead of the lap away and brings with her a lineup of 2 more. They're holding onto that wheel nicely down the back straight. It's Polworth and Edwards. Sweetage, Porath, and Edwards, the top 3 from the group. And as our athletes make their way around onto the back straight, we are going to start calling Kiddie Kilo riders out to the track. This is Kiddie Kilo time. Camp Velograd is also right around the corner. So we're going to swing over the gate and start bringing our kids up. Kiddie Kilo riders coming down to the track next.
All right, we're going to start taking this first group down. So follow me. We're going to start.
Hello, hello. All right, come on down. Hey, bud. New bike day is the best day. All right, we got our first group. We got a few more. Come on down. All right, you guys are going to do one super fast lap. Are you ready?
Yeah!
They love yelling into the microphone. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Watch out. Go down low, please. Go down low. Careful, careful, careful. James is saying shift, Gus, shift. Just sounds weird to say that. Are they going all the way? We're going to have a sprint finish here all the way to the line. Whoa. Watch out, parents. They are coming in hot.
Nice. Wow.
Can I have one of the juniors move the laps and bells, please? Just kind of tuck it further back.
Thank you.
Oh, that new bike looks fast. There we go. All the way, all the way.
Flying on that lap. My goodness.
There we go. Got some leg speed here, rounding out this first heat. There we go, 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 go. I'm pretty sure I can say, Dad, get her a better bike. Stan, someone will give you a bike. Come on, come on. All right, come on. Down, you're down here with me. I'm in a red shirt. Come all the way down here and stop. We got a couple more coming in. So looks like another speedy bunch. We got some full face helmets, some baskets, the whole bit. This group, are we ready?
Yeah!
Woo! Here we go. Ready, set, go! Stay down low, stay down low. Yep, try not to bump into anybody. The start is the hardest part. There we go. Pedal, 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 pedal. Oh. Looking great, looking great. Yeah, stay down on the flat part. The banking is tempting, but it's a little difficult on your tiny bikes. There we go, keep going. Oh, we got a speedster. We always plug our camps. However, our camps are now done for the summer. Our last graduation is coming up here in just a couple minutes, but next year, starting at 8 years old, we have summer camps. A week out here, they learn how to ride on the track, on a fixed gear bike. It is an absolute blast. So make sure you check that out. Here comes our super speedy kid. Awesome. All the way, all the way. And then head to the infield. We set up a bubble machine. So hopefully that's like a magnet to kids. Oh, we got a big sprint here. Nice and straight lines, everybody. All right, stay down low, stay down low. Woo! Arrow position and everything. There we go, all the way into the bubble machine. I said it's like a magnet. We got a couple more finishing up, and then we'll get our next awesome full lap group. Just watch out while you're walking around. There's a lot of kids. There we go. Keep going. Keep going. Woo! I know you get prime time on the live stream. There we go. Go, go, go. Nice work. There we go. Watch out, though. We got people finishing. All right, let's get that next group down. All right, come down to me. I'm in the red shirt. We're going to come down low. Come down low. There we go. Right here. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. We get on those womb bikes. You can use that green brake. That's the one you want to use. All right, this group looks really, really fast. Are you ready to do a full lap?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they are. Here we go. Ready, set, go! Stay down low, stay down low. There we go. Push bike style. I love it. Watch out, parents. There's a lot of people, a lot of kids behind you, too. So like I said, parents, watch out. You are becoming obstacles. They don't need more obstacles. There we go. Getting on our bikes. We got a lot of full one-lap parents here. Like I said, just watch out there. Most likely a child behind you. Yeah, if you want to do your lap, go fast. Do you want to do a lap? Go fast. You got to catch the last person for me. Yeah, if you're going to go fast. He's a fast one. It's okay. We're good. There we go. Like I said, once you're done, head to the bubbles. Please do not take an extra lap. You get your one lap of glory. And like Corey mentioned, next week is going to be our regular season finale. It's also our Kiddie Kilo finale. And we have Corgi racing. Corgis are going to be racing down the track, on the track, just like the pedal bikers will. And there's going to be a ton of people and dogs and just wonderful stuff happening. So you should be here next week. It'll be a great way to end the season. Ooh, leg speed. That looks better than mine right now. Sign her up. Make sure you look where you're going. This is the leg speed group. Looks like we're doing our push bikers next. There, go all the way to the finish and go to the bubble machine. I think it's still on. Maybe. There we go. Finish strong. Finish strong. Looks like we have our push bikers. We'll do our camp graduation, and then we're going to jump in straight into our Keirin finals. There we go. Go, 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 go. All the way. That's some leg speed. Appropriate saddle height, too. So, A+. There we go, all the way to the finish. All the way. Oh, maybe someone grab that rolling helmet. A wave-in? We're just all the skills here. There we go, keep going all the way. Oh, we got a Teddy passenger too. Putting the extra watts in. All right, after this group in corner 4, we're going to get our push bikers down. Oh, we're off-roading it now. Remember, we're only doing one lap. I see some people sneaking out on lap 2. Hannah, we're going to go after these two. There, we got a lot of push bikers. You can kind of pass us over here to the left if you want. A lot of push bikers today. Okay, and I know some of these Strider push bikers are really fast, but we're only doing the straightaway. You're just going to go to the finish, and then you will exit. Looks like we got everyone here. So spectators and other Kiddie Kilo riders, are we ready for push bike? Can we put our hands together? Say, yeah! Oh, that's good. Here we go. Push bikers, ready, set, go!
Nice job on the push bikes, flying down the home straight. Way to go. The track is covered in the littles right now.
All right, yes, and if you finished your lap, now it's time to exit. I know we just had you go down there, and now we got to kick you out. There's stickers over at the sign-in tent, and the donuts smell amazing, so you should definitely go get some donuts. So now is the time to head on out. You can just jump the fence right here at the start line. Please do not take another lap. That's just going to kind of slow our program down, so please do not take another lap. Exit here on the home stretch where you entered. Our camp graduation is going to get ready, and then Corey, I think in the Masters Nationals Discord channel, there's a summary of our Masters Nationals results, and you can throw them on the podium. Masters people, James, can you get all the Masters people on the podium? So our riders, Carl, that's just making dust. Our riders that went to Masters Nationals, head to the podium. We're going to get our Kiddie Kilo riders out. Our camp graduation is staging, doing all the things at once. There we go. We need Mike Darlene up there. Andrew Martin. James, get up there. Serge. I don't know who went. I wasn't. This is going to go first. So, Corey, do you have it pulled up? Great. No? 3-1-3. Gold, silver, bronze. All right, Corey, let's give him some shout outs.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I had the joy of also being down there along with our athletes announcing the event, and it was really fun to be down there again this year. And a lot of great results for the local riders. I'm going to shout out the bronzes, the silvers, and the medals for each day from our little summary here. So Wednesday, things started off. Maddie Hers picking up third place in the 45-49 men pursuit. A bronze for Darlene, also picking up in the scratch race, 55-59 scratch race. And Andrew Carlberg getting a champion jersey in the 35-39 sprints. On Thursday, local rider out of Portland, the Shark, picks up a first place championship for the 50-54 500 men time trial. Maddie Hers with a silver medal in the 45-49 kilo, and Mike Darlene with a bronze in the 55-59 points race. And Maddie Hers picking up another silver that day for the 45-49 scratch race. Congratulations to our riders on Thursday for those results. On Friday, coming back for more, Andrew Karlberg racing in the 35-39 kilo, bringing home a bronze medal. And in the Para B Pursuit, local rider Harrison Devine and Mike Stevenson combining for a silver medal in the Para B Pursuit. In the 45-49 points race, we bring home 2 medals. Maddie Hers with a 3rd place finish and Ben Flom with a championship jersey. And finally, on Saturday, we got some results. Oh, there's actually 2 more days left. A lot of days of racing. On Saturday, Mike Darlene bringing home a championship jersey for 55-59 men pursuit. In the 35-39 points race, Serge Malikian bringing home the silver medal. Ben Flom racing in the sprints tournament in the 45-49 men bring home the bronze medal. And later on that day, for the 50-54 men sprints, Shark coming home with a championship jersey of 1st place in the 50-54 men sprints. And Andrew Martin bringing home the bronze. And on Sunday, the team events, we got 4 teams all bringing home top 3 places. The 45-plus team pursuit team of Maddie, Carl, Andrew, and Mike Zagorski bring home 2nd place silver medal. In the 35-plus team sprint, James, Andrew, and Serge combined for a 3rd place bronze medal finish. The 45-plus team sprint of James G. the Shark and Tomko take the championship 1st place. And the 55-plus team sprint of Ken Eric the Sandman and Mark P. take a 3rd place finish of the bronze. Congratulations to all of our athletes in our region for representing us at Masters and Para Cycling Track National Championships.
All right, we're going to hand it over to Kelly. This is a unique camp graduation going on here.
Yeah, we've got the coach chase going on. So it is a scratch race, 3 laps for the kids, 4 laps for Daniels. If any of them win, they all win. If Daniel wins, he wins. All right, we are all strapped in and ready to go. So I'm going to get off the track. Go ahead and roll out for your neutral lap. Big pushes off the rail. So it's neutral to begin with. Go catch up with Daniel. Go ahead and get in your drops, and let's catch up with Daniel right now. Yep, go Daniel speed for this neutral lap. We're going to go ahead and talk about the camp here. So we had another full camp. We've had a very full year of camps. Not all of them able to make it out tonight, but those who were, very speedy and all kind of close in speed. So we figured we'd do something we don't always do and put them all out here together. Daniel also wanted to be on the frog bike, so that is what we are doing. Once we get going, I'll announce who all we've got here and talk more about the camp. They're looking pretty all together, so if they're all together, they should probably be getting in their drops. It's going to be faster. And we are racing. Look before you move. Look before you move. So again, Daniel's doing 4 laps. We're all doing 3, trying to catch him.
All right. The graduates trying to chase the penguin. Yeah, he's a lap down already to start, so to speak. So the lead rider.
Exactly. So right now, it's Adyan on the back straight, leading things out. Augustia, his brother, right behind. Augustia, go to the sprinter's lane. Our tail of the race coming around the home straight right now. Head of the race coming out of corner 4. The brothers are followed closely by Sebastian, then Luke. Let's go ahead, look before you move. We've also got Johnny and Martin rounding up our group 4 today. This was very close when we ran it in camp. So
even on the frog bike?
Even on the frog bike.
Wow. Okay, Daniel, that's impressive. You got to keep rolling here, Daniel. Come on. Go get him.
I know they are motivated today, it seems like.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know if they went this fast earlier.
They're about to see the bell.
They are. So it is the head of our race, a sibling matchup coming out of corner 4. And here comes the rest of the field. Let's look before we move. Straight lines.
Camp Velo grads are doing a good job staying away from Coach this time. My goodness.
Yeah, there's some rockets on these kids. Let's
Some
go,
would
Daniel.
Yeah, someone would go faster if they found the drops. That's true. Oh, Daniel, here we go. 1 to go. Keep it going. Keep it going. You could have worn some, like, arrow something, too, you know, like maybe even a more well-fit shirt. Wearing a sail.
He did not have this particular outfit earlier when he ran this. He was aerodynamic. So we have the sprint for first place.
He just wants the kids
forward.
to be successful, you know?
Eyes forward all the way.
Nice finish. Woo! The Camp Velo kids hold off the charge. Oh, almost the catch on the back end. He's almost there.
Eyes forward all the way. Eyes forward. Go, go, go. Almost.
Oh, jeez. Oh, almost got the last one there.
Almost.
Wow.
All right, so we're exiting on the back straight. Again, we're going to stay out of the warm-up circle, so just the apron, staying on the apron, and stopping on the outside of the rail here.
Can the crowd here put their hands together for our Camp Velo graduates? Welcome to our community. Great fun race today, and great job this week. Another great turnout. Thank you very much. Thank you, Coach Kelly, for helping get us through that event together. We're going to open the gate for our Camp Velo grads to get out of here safely and easily before we resume our racing program in earnest. Coming back to more Keirin racing here in a bit. All right, racing is ready to resume. We're going to get our Keirins going. We have our first group up will be minor final for Masters 55 plus. Minor final for the Masters 55 plus. Levin, Cole, and Flynn. On deck will be the major final for the 55 plus men before we continue on the 35 plus group. Levin, Cole, and Flynn. On deck will be Darlene, Clark, Lee, Pampenhausen, Lynch, and Robson. For the draw on this group, we've got 3 riders. It's Aaron Levin in position 1, number 52. Vern Cole, number 27, in position 2. And Jim Flynn, number 51, in position 3. Minor final, which will end up sorting out 7th, 8th, and 9th in the overall standings after 4 laps. On deck, the major final. Back to the Keirin, so same thing we saw during the qualifying rounds, but this will be the last 4 laps of the Keirin for these riders tonight. The results to be figured out as these races are concluded. In cycling competition, that keyword Masters result is a word that is for age-based categories. So within our fields, there will be some derivations that may not be obvious to you watching on the outside for basically groups of every 5 years we sort of separate our riders out. But this field is really dominated by the 55 through 59 group. That's what most of the athletes registered under. So it's a big competition for the podium overall in the Keirin upcoming on this major final. It's going to be a fun one to watch here shortly. This minor getting it 2 to go as they come across the line. And so the way that works is oftentimes we'll combine fields to make sure there's a race, and then the podiums might be a little bit more split out than the race results might indicate. But right now we'll get the bell lap for these 3 in this finish in the minor final for the Keirin now. 1 to go with Levin on the lead of the lap, waiting for some response over the corner. Vern Cole riding up towards that blue line. Flynn just sitting nice and comfortable behind both of them, trying to shorten the lap a little bit before going on any sort of attack from the back position. Levin from the front now driving the pedals, trying to drop Cole. Has a nice little gap here. Looks to be holding through the corner. Vern not able to close this one down just yet. Levin from the front has a nice race and controls the pace all the way around the track. And our riders will exit on the back straight as we bring out our major final now, our top 6. And this is a podium race, and all the riders here are fighting over those top spots, all lining up from that 55 to 59 competition. In the draw, we get number 16, Mike Darlene in position 1 for Center Cycles. For Metal MTM is number 488, Dominic Clark in the second spot. The Pink of Dyna Racing, represented by Hyun Lee, number 309, and teammate Mark Pappenhausen, number 432. Goshen Cycling is out there with Andrew Lynch, number 33, in position 5. And finally, for 10-Speed Hero, it's Mike Robson, number 38. Championship race, top spots on today's podium will be found out at the end of this one. And thinking back to the qualifying, not everybody had to really use their top gear to finish, so it's hard to know exactly what we're going to see from this group of 6. And not everybody really had to use too big of a match in their qualifying round, so riders potentially pretty fresh for this one. Could be a quick race. Right at the front's in great race shape. Had a nice showing. Mentioned earlier his championship in the individual pursuit. Doesn't probably mind being at the front. May want to try to be aggressive from that position, or maybe he'll try to reposition. We'll wait to see. And right behind him, he's got a nice group of sprinters all lined up behind Dominic Clark. We've got the 2 Dyna racers who styled themselves to be sprinters here for the last several seasons of racing. Robson looked plenty strong, the rider in that back spot when he took off in his qualifier, as did Lynch. Both very powerful riders. Lynch with really good motor and endurance. He's going to probably try to roll this thing up, I imagine, or has to find a way to get up over the top and start rolling at that front sooner rather than later. Right now it's Darlene just kind of holding firm. Clark feels like he can advance a bit up against his position above the red line. Bell's ringing. Clark also looking over that right shoulder. Everybody's waiting for the attack. Here comes Lynch. I mentioned he's going to want to move himself like this up towards the front. Robson was feeling the same way. He holds onto his wheel, but Clark is the one that really get on top of the bike nicely there in the middle of the turn. He comes out of the group. It's Hyun Lee trying to find his position right behind him in the sprinter's lane. Rolling through the corner. Clark losing a little bit of tempo here. From the front, Clark, Lee, Darlene. Sprinter's lane. It'll be Dominic Clark down on the inside. It makes the first real aggressive move of the race. And it pays off nicely. Hyun Lee in great position to challenge, and I was surprised there also with Darlene getting a second turn of speed. He positioned up nicely, also throwing down at the line. Now into the 35-plus tournament for the Keirin here. Our riders in this major and minor final. This is the minor final for the age group. Excuse me, 45-plus heats on the track now. Thank you.
This would be their final. They had 7 riders, so we said, let's do a 7-rider final.
Straight to final makes sense when you got 7. So our group here in the order. First position, number 323, Johannes Sige. At number 51, right behind, Jim Flynn. 405, Raymond Chang in position 3. Number 308 is Matt Beers. McLaughlin, the Shark, number 29. Then Andrew Martin, number 1, behind him. And finally, Ben Flom, the rider from Shogun of Seattle, in the final position. Seven riders in the group. This is straight to final, so this is a podium race for what ends up being a couple different age categories mixed in here. Had a pretty good sprint tournament. Both the riders in position 5 and 6. The black and checkerboard of the Shark, always a favorite in a high-speed event like this. And the rider right behind him, Martin, has been looking good in his sprints as well. So this should be a good event for both riders. The pacer's out of the way, and the race is underway now. Martin attacking heavily out of turn 4. He wants a fast lap. Beer's the first to try to jump out of the group into that sprinter's lane while Flom goes high. That's the wheel that the Shark's going to try to pursue. But Martin really opening it up nicely through the corner. Should be able to take this lap. And look at this gap that he created. Great attack out of the corner. Martin with another great lap here at the Velodrome. They'll go Flom, then McLaughlin across the line next. Excellent top speed there. Riders will exit on the back straight. As I should probably actually look at our schedule on a complicated day like today. 35-plus finals coming up next. On deck after that will be the Masters Women Keirin finals before we get into our scratch races tonight. And in the minor final, in position number 1, Mike Ritter, number 321. Right behind him, his teammate, Peter Snoblin, number 379. In the middle position for Coalition Cycling is Sam Karp. Shogun of Seattle's got Stan Douglas out there in position 4. And finally for Dyna Racing, in number 18, Scott Grinsel. In position 5 for the minor final. On deck is the major. Group Sing 2 to go. Leading Factory leading the way. In the overall standings, this is for 6th through 11th in the standings, but there are a couple of different age categories. There's 2 different groups competing overall in this field tonight. The 35 through 39 and the 40 through 44 fields mixed together here this evening. Douglas wants to get things going quick. Coming up alongside Ritter. Ritter starting to power it up down there in the sprinter's lane. Douglas in the green up on the right side, right above the red line. Losing a little bit of speed now, thinking about tucking underneath. Grinsel all the way from the back of the group. Taking a speedy lap. Very smooth acceleration above the red line for Grinsel. He takes the lead of the lap and won't arrest it. Anybody else, it's his to take. Grinsell takes the minor final. And now for the 35-plus major final, on track now. The draw for this one is Tyson Danielson in position 1, Conrad Mayer for Shogun Seattle in position 2, James Campbell Harris in position 3, Andrew Carberg in position 4, Galen Erickson in position 5, and it's Aaron Halfacker in position 6. Another good-looking group here for the major final. Ought to be a fast race. And not everybody had to use their top speed in the qualifying round either. It looked like there was some reserved speed as riders were conserving for what would be the more competitive of the two races this evening, this major final. Danielson showed his speed in that qualifying round. The rider in front position used a lot to make sure he was well established off the front. So looking good in that qualifying round. But again, I think some of the competition was able to save a bit more in reserve. We'll see how that translates to this as we see what goes on here another lap after this. Half lap left with the pacer. Interested to see what position 2 does in this race. I'm going to be watching Mayer with the most interest, I think, as we hit this critical point of the race. I expect a little bit of push from that second position potentially. The first jump actually coming from even further back. We're going to start to see some energy. Things starting to already tighten up through the corner. A little bit of traffic maneuvering as the back position comes all the way to the front. It's the color of Coalition trying to take over the lead now as Erickson at the line had the lead. A little bit of bump and push here in the middle of the group. But Danielson is in that sprinter's lane. He has the short lane, and he's going to hold on to that position. Here comes Carlberg up top at that blue line position. Trying to keep up around the corner, but Danielson looking really strong from the front. Can he hold off the charge? Danielson all the way around the track will take it. Number 10 with a powerful 400-plus meters there. Challenged by Erickson, trying to take over on the front. But Danielson comes back into his own. He holds on for that victory.
Nobody's like you. You are not normal at all. No. I feel like I want to let down my guard and just fall. 'Cause someone was before you, and someone let me go. This time I must know for sure. 'Cause someone was before you, and someone let me go. But I just need to be sure.
Continuing on with a little bit more Keirins, we've got the Masters women coming back. First for the minor final and then the major final. Hope everyone's having a beautiful evening wherever you are out there watching live, or of course you're here in the park. Hope you've had a wonderful Friday here in the Pacific Northwest. Thanks for joining us for an evening of racing. Our season is starting to come to a close, but we've got a good weekend here focusing on our Masters competitors in our region. We're about halfway through this program. We're finishing up the Keirins here shortly, and then we're going to get into scratch racing before our Madison at the end of the night. This minor final has Kansu Miller, number 203, Lisa Sievers, number 206, and Abby Lynch, number 208 in this field. It'll be for the overall standings, 6th, 7th, and 8th place. Pardon me, 7th, 8th, and 9th. As our top 6 await in the major final. Group getting up to speed here, getting into this final half lap with the pacer now. Turning into a head-to-head between Spokes women's cycling now. Severs sets up the pass. The bell ringing, takes the front of the lap. Two riders over there under the Stanley sign, still fighting. Severs took the lap early, but looks like Miller's coming back onto the wheel. Race isn't quite over just yet. Oh, nice fight for the line. But that'll be number 206. Severs holding on for the front. And nice race in the minor final. Our riders will X on the back straight as the major about ready to come onto the track. Final 4 laps of Keirin racing this evening. On deck is the scratch race for the Masters Men 55+. And now on track for lap number 1 of 4. In position 1, Amara Edwards for Team Mama Bears. In position 2 for Coalition is Caitlin Sweeta. In position 3 for Leading Factory, Hillary Luther. In position 4 for Spokeswomen is Christina Polwarth. In the 5th position for Coalition is Elizabeth Selesky. And for Shogun to Seattle, at the end of the lineup, Jasmine Chuang. Her 6 riders for the top 6 places in the overall standings for tonight's Keirin. Seeing 2 to go. It's another group that I think there's some reserved speed for this major final. Looking forward to how this one plays out. I'm expecting position 3 to be quite good in this one. Luther again. Again, didn't have to see quite her top speed in the last time she was out here. The move and the aggression coming from position 2. As Caitlin now taking over, trying to take over the front. Moving above that red line with the bell ringing. Edwards still holding front position barely here across the line. Now Edwards pushing a little harder through the corner will reestablish a little bit more strength there at the front spot. Now the jump from the front position. Luther still looking for the opportunity to jump herself. Should be able to make a nice move through the corner here. Smooth acceleration from Luther as we've seen plenty of times here at the track. Edwards and Luther side by side, right into the finish. Luther pulling ahead a bit here for that nice finish. Edwards, second across the line. It was Selesky out of the bunch behind. Number 213 I had coming across the line third in the overall standings. We're inviting our scratch racers up to the rail for their start. Mastermen 55+ scratch race. Riders are invited to the rail for your start. Mastersmen 55+ scratch race to the rail. 55 plus. Master men scratch race at the rail for their start. We'll do a final call. Master 55 plus scratch to the rail. Final call. Riders away into the neutral for this scratch race. 20 laps to the finish line. If they're all together out at corner 4, we can get the race started officially. Masters men 45 plus scratch race on deck. Sound of the whistle. Racing is officially underway. 20 to go for the scratch race. It'll be the blue of the center cycle kit for Mike Darlene taking the lead of this first lap. Hope you're enjoying the racing out here tonight. Had an opportunity to go and support our food trucks that roll in here. We got donuts. We've got delicious subs. And, of course, the beverage garden open like it is on every one of our Friday nights. Winsome Cider is our new beverage sponsor for 2026, joining the long-established lineup from Postdoc Brewing, our friends right outside the park, as our sponsors this year. What that means is your purchases in the beverage garden are actually donations to our organization, so thank you for supporting us if you're over there tonight. We talked about our finale going on next week, the Dog Days of Summer. We've mentioned, of course, Camp Velo, which is closed for this summer. No more spots really available, but we'll be back up next year. In addition, adults out there, if you're interested in the sport and want to jump in, there's obviously, a lot of our riders came into the sport relatively young, but we have plenty who would tell you they started as adults and joined the community. Either they were riding their bike casually and they thought, man, this looks like fun, I want to try it out, and then they got hooked in and started racing as part of the programs here. And the way generally folks will get that started is they'll sign up for an adult track class at the Velodrome. We offer them on Saturdays and Sundays through the summer months. They're 4 hours long. A $40 registration cost gets you access to the educational purposes of that class, things like understanding racing and the safety about operating the fixed gear bike, what do the lines mean around the track, getting some opportunities to practice starting and stopping on the fixed gear bike, learning all those real fundamental skills to make comfortable, and that will give you the okay to start racing on Monday nights as part of our novice program. You included with your registration is also access to a rental bike, which we have an entire fleet of fixed gear bikes. So you can kind of get used to the no brakes fixed gear setup before purchasing one yourself. Check it out at our website, velodrome.org. Limited spots left, but always look forward. Again, in 2027, we'll be back with more adult classes for sure. Stay posted to our website and our socials for when the new schedule and classes open sometime next spring. Couple laps in, seeing 16 to go. Nice consistent tempo for the field as they'll take their turns. This is a paceline format right now. The formation they're showing us was just kind of like cooperative racing. So not a lot of aggression here in the early laps. The idea is I think there's sort of an agreed upon, let's roll this thing a little bit. worked towards shortening the race just a little before we get too aggressive against each other. And so far, the plan's been going pretty straightforward. Seeing 15 to go with Dominic Clark at the front, number 48. Has been really good in the fast finishes if this stays together. He's hoping to have a nice result tonight in this group. Vern Cole at the front for Liquid Velo, longtime racer in our community. Haven't had a chance to see him take any laps this year. Good to see him at Masters Regionals. Taking a lead on the lap there. Now pulls up to go to the back. This is Robson coming to the front. If you were here last Friday, got to see some great racing from this speedster, showing what he can do as he pulls out. One of his punches here is just the power he's got in the back pocket. Just kind of casually accelerates this group and sort of causes this first separation as a result of that acceleration. He just casually goes faster than the field was really expecting. Lynch, I think, though, is going to want to keep the pace a little bit here. That's the rider now comes to the front. Lynch will slot back into the end of the grouping as Darlene finds his way back to the front. So still looking pretty cooperative. Interesting to see here as Darlene comes off the front. Is Robson going to do another kind of miniature dig here? Look at that acceleration. As soon as he finds the front, he is going to push. And you can see right away, Lee was ready for it. The rider right behind him in pink, that's Hyun Lee, was smart to the move. Robson looking to apply a little bit of pressure, so hoping that Hyun can help him do that. He swings up. The rider from Dyna goes to the front, but Vern Cole actually will do the work to bring this back together again. So riders spending some energy keeping it together. It's Clark off the back just a bit, dangling here, but the field sits above the blue line, giving Dominic an opportunity to get back into this race. Now here goes another big move from Lynch this time. And I expect this from number 33 to hammer this group several times like this. He's got excellent endurance, good overall power, so he's going to want to make it just quick for a longer period of time like this. Challenge this field to catch him. And no, so far, not a ton of response from the field. It's Hyun Lee on the front of the group. Here's Robson to take over in the front shortly once Hyun decides his turn is done, and he gets up and out of the saddle. He was just waiting for an invitation. The catch is going to get started with Robson's acceleration here at 10 to go. Halfway through this race. Robson trying to get comfortable. Settling into a hard effort here to bridge quickly. What is now the field is this group of three, which is Vern Cole, Jim Flynn, and Mike Darlene together down the back straight. Lynch looking back just now, trying to estimate the distance to his pursuant riders. Sees that Robson is making his way up. Darlene closing as well. This leaves Flynn and Cole dangling at the moment over under the Greg cycle sign right now. Leaders should start recombining to be our eventual field. Let's see, as it looks like Robson setting up for the catch in this corner. Lynch, wise to the situation, pulls up and allows things to catch underneath. Robson won't slow up a bit. Rider saw 8 to go coming across the line there. So this situation now is we've got a couple riders joining up, have been off the pace of the leaders, being found here in the back. So what looks to be our largest group of riders is going down the back straight, joined by two that have lost the lap to the lead group. Leaders on the home straight, seeing 6 to go. So your top three will come from this break of three between Darlene, Lynch, and Robson if things don't change quickly. As I say that, though, some nice acceleration this time from Cole. He pulls up hoping someone else might be able to carry the banner for him, but it's just not going to happen. So I believe the official call is that Haldy and Clark down a lap to the group. So they're allowed to do this work here. They're going to try and pull this thing back together still as best they can. Still about 150 meters to the leaders, though, despite some good effort here on this lap. Leaders going under the Greg cycle sign. Saw 4 to go. Closing into the final mile of the scratch race. A little bit of development in our chasing group here as it looks like Vern Cole has pulled away, found himself all by himself now, so just feeling like he's just going to have to Superman this thing, and he separates himself from the rest of the group in the back of the race. Still on the same lap with the leaders. They'll all be seeing 2 to go. The leaders did just cross the line. You can see Cole just drive this thing all by himself. And leaders under the Greg cycle sign. Under 2 to go. One to go. Final lap of the race here. 1 to go. Now it's the pace line's gone. Everybody's riding high here. This is the threat of the acceleration up high. The first dive comes from Robson from the back. It'll be a nice fanning out of the riders. Robson trying to take a quick one from the front here now. Lynch in pursuit. Darlene right there. Still a good race, although Robson looking too quick to catch. Just really got on top of things out of turn 2, pardon me. And Robson with a clean finish. Lynch and then Darlene. And I'll do it for our scratch race for the 55-plus men. To the rail, 45-plus. Scratch race. To the rail, please. Fires off for the neutral. Another scratch race, another 20-lap contest for the 45-plus master men. Currently in the neutral. Racing underway with 20 to go. Nice field here, including some of the riders representing us at that Masters Nationals competition just a few weeks back, including number 1 at the front for 10-Speed Hero, our rider of the year from a year ago. The champ of the Elite Men field here on an average Friday night, making a showing here in this Masters field is certainly, if this thing stays together, I got to be watching number 1's movement throughout this race. 19 to go. There's our driver for the Pacer at the front, Mike Westover, now in his kit, racing number 303. For Taco Time, joining in on this crew. National Sprint champion for his age. Individual time trial champ as well. McLaughlin there in position 4, the checkerboard of Bike Central. Barber Vet race team. Another fun one to watch, especially towards the end of this thing. Going to be excited to see where he ends up in the overall standings. 18 to go. That's Matt Beers, number 308. And Johannes C. Gay taking over the front, wearing the familiar blue of Bike Central. At 17 to go. That's the Shark I was mentioning him earlier. Followed immediately by Carl Hafer for YBA in the light pink color. Directly by him, it's for Shogun of Seattle, Ben Flom, who had some great results also at Nationals and is in really good race shape here at this time of year. Might be looking to make this race pretty fast here, somewhere in the interim. I expect he's going to try to pick up tempo a little bit. Now's not the time. Martin takes a decent pull there. His 200-meter effort. He'll stay kind of midfield. Looks like he's trying to push his way in a little bit, but he'll slot to the back. Westover to the front. The Purple House Raymond Chang coming to the front for that pull through the finish line of the last lap. Sitting wide on the track here momentarily after Raymond came off the front. Looking for a new leader. It'll be Matt Beers that reestablishes position and keeps it rolling here. Now McLaughlin. Minor acceleration there. The group's got him pretty well dialed in, though, at this stage of the race. Still 14 to go. Pretty consistent tempo from the front, but it's starting to show a little bit of wear and tear on the numbers of this field. As Beers pulls up, several riders looking for a little bit of rest. This is a good opportunity for Flom to do exactly what I mentioned earlier. He's going to look for an opportunity to drive some tempo here, make it hard on this field. He's thinking now might be that first chance. So now he's going to send one forward here. A little bit of a flying lap for himself, see what he can do with it. 12 to go. And has opened up a nice gap. Martin pulls out of the way, hoping someone else will do the chase. Hayford complies pretty quickly. McLaughlin will follow that wheel. Lead getting evaporated quickly here. Flom over the left shoulder, seeing the colors of YBA in the rearview mirror. And he'll come up out of the lane, knowing that that move is all finished up. Hayford with some acceleration through the corner, pulls up. Then Andrew Martin down through the center of the group, takes over in the front. And halfway through this race, he's going to get aggressive off the front as well and see if he can start thinning this field out, or at least making it hurt to catch him. Hayford doesn't want to let Martin go. This kind of entices Flom out of the group to make a catch, but he's not targeting Andrew Martin. He's targeting the front. So he comes underneath. He'll keep the pace rolling for the moment. Finishes his 200-meter portion on the back half, then swings around to give Martin back the lead. And now this field's been split in two. Lead group on the home straight at 9 to go. The chase just now coming onto the home straight. For the scoring purposes, the field is the front here at the current race standings as it is. The leader's over the Stanley sign now with Hayford, Martin, and Flom, your trio. Looking back on where our catching group is down the back straight. So this is the chase off the back. Rolling through under the Stanley sign there. It's Matt Beers now in the lead. It was McLaughlin shortly ago. They're holding pretty firm on this current speed they got. Almost a half lap behind the leaders here at 7 to go. Leaders have shown nice consistent speed, putting the Shark in this tough spot. He's lost that lead position. He's got Westover trying to work things together with Beers, seeing if they can get this a little closer before the end of the race. But look at the tempo from the leaders at 6 to go. There's really no slackening of the power here as Martin looking very speedy on that lap. So they're not interested in letting this thing come back together anytime soon. Really looking like they are in this pace line. They're working together nicely. Very comfortable shared effort right now from these three athletes. Still not quite a half lap advantage to the leaders, but nearly so as they come across the line with 5 to go. After a couple laps here, actually just checking on the chase, they're not within striking distance, but McLaughlin and Westover have climbed a little bit against the leaders, not by a ton, but still showing some good grit here, not giving up on this scratch race. Still about a half lap down, but they've lost one rider and still looking pretty strong. Your leaders, though, pretty relentless, as I mentioned a bit ago. They're just going to hold firm here. It's going to be a race for top 3 from this group. Everybody taking their full 200-meter turns, nice and efficient racing. Consistent tempo and speed. This break will certainly hold top 3 between. Now you got to start thinking with the chase so far behind, are these riders going to start doing a little bit of negative racing, thinking about each other more? Could be any time in the next lap or so. We're at 2 to go already. Another element is within this group, Martin is 50-54 age and would be alone in the podium up against 45-49 riders, Hayford and Flom. So based on the age category, there is a little bit of an internal race here, in particular between Hayford and Flom, if they're paying attention to that, which I'm sure they are. Martin kind of alone here in the age category in this break, but he's still going to make this a fast race Too proud of an athlete not to try and get first out of these three. Flom makes the first jump. Quick response from Martin. They're starting to drop Hafer down the back straight as the top speed from Martin. I might have mentioned he didn't need to do this to be on top of the podium, but you know he's going to sprint. You know he's going to race. Number one always likes to finish at the top of any race he starts. Come on now. Andrew Martin. Whoa. Flom comes back into it, though. And he'll take it, technically. On the podium, it will be Andrew Martin for his age group. Flom overall takes the finish, it looks like. But nice scratch race and a grid break from those three. Wow. All right, 35 plus scratch race. Called to the rail. 35 plus scratch, called to the rail. Riders into the neutral for a 30-lap scratch. Racing underway. 30 to go. Good size field here tonight and a little bit longer distance for this scratch race, so potentially a bit more dynamic as well. When you have a good number lining up for the start and a few more laps, things can happen that you may not expect in a scratch race. We'll see how this one plays out tonight. Just getting things going. First completed lap rolling around in this corner now. Number 25, Galen Erickson, precedes us over on that first lap at the front. Maybe a little less active in the last couple of weeks here is the rider at the front, number 6, Quinn Kennedy, who had a fantastic 2025 and has had some great finishes here in this past year as well, coming up to the front of the field. So it'll be fun to watch Quinn through this race. Again, maybe a little bit of time away from the track over the last month But looking ready to compete tonight. Couple of rotations, couple of change of the leaders. Nothing too crazy on the early laps on this one. .27 to go. Danielson showed his power from that Keirin final earlier tonight. Coming up to the rail after leading the half lap. As Grinsel pulls up, a very common move for this rider. Galen Erickson sees some daylight. Going to go on the attack. At 25 to go, number 25 coming to the front. Malikian directly behind, as is Quinn Kennedy. Ritter trying to catch back up, brings with him, it looks like, the colors of Coalition. There's also Danielson in there in the blue. Some great speed here, pulling this thing apart very quickly with 24 to go. And there is that rider I mentioned, number 6. Quinn Kennedy is right up here in the move. Leaders coming onto the home straight now, this group of 5. Also considered the field, as it's our biggest group on the track right now at 23 to go. Danielson, Erickson. This big move here, I missed the aggression as I was trying to sort out where everybody is. That's the Shogun of Seattle colors making a huge and very quick bridge up there. That must be 48 Conrad Mayer for Shogun of Seattle, bringing up the pink of Dyna Racing. Nolan Adams up to the field as well. So 2 riders quickly bridge their way back up right into the contest. They need to be in this group. They knew they had to go. They made it happen. 22 to go. Grinsel also trying to catch on the lap of the leaders. Going under the Better Builders sign. He's the next rider to catch potentially, heading down the back straight here. Doesn't have a buddy though. He's got the hard way to go all by himself for this catch. The field looking pretty set on their tempo for the moment. It's going to make anybody else getting up here real difficult. 21 to go. The field in the front of the race heading into turn 1. Aggressive move again from 25. As Erickson will get going again from the front of the group and seeing who can survive his attack. Most of the field's right there. A little bit of a slow response maybe at first from Mayer, but he finds some power. He's back up onto the back of the group. Halfacker was behind him, so both riders were gapped there for a moment. But now Mayer and Halfacker find out where the back of this field is again. Bring it right back together. 7 riders in this group at 19 to go. Some up and down movement here. A little bit of maybe a fake aggression at the front. A little bit of a reset in midfield for some of our riders. A lot of energy just to get into this group of 7. So already you're noticing a desire to kind of tuck in and hide in this group. Leaders in the lap and the field seeing 18 to go. It's very likely the officials will be cleaning up some of the track here soon, so riders, please listen for your call to exit. There will be a little bit of cleanup going on here as we want to try to sanitize the racing situation a little bit. Halfacker up out of the way for Erickson, who takes over for a short time before now Quinn Kennedy to the front, number 6, at 17 to go. Still on the lap of the leaders. Over here coming out of corner 4 is Grinsel, riding alone, but still holding on. Still on the lap with the leaders is Grinsel, number 18, seeing 17 to go. Going the hard way. Back to the field as we've got some aggression coming out of the turn, and it looks to be, once again, Erickson on the attack again. Number 25 tonight has been the main instigator, seeing 16 to go now, and breaking away from this field. Field starting to cut away at this lead patiently. Erickson still out in front. 15 to go. That's Danielson now in pursuit. Erickson feeling like that's about enough of that. And we'll pull up to the rail. The field works their way up through some elevation as well and tucks in behind Erickson, who's happy just to roll this thing back up again from the front. He'll see what happens behind him. Just a quick little acceleration before now Danielson thinking about taking a turn off this front. He says, nah, not tonight, not right now. He'll also pull up and reset a little bit and let this field come up behind him. 14 to go. So Grinsel does sit up a little bit before the field gets him. He gets lapped and is trying to hang on to the field. Otherwise, it's a group of 3 breaking away from 4 in this field of 7. The 3 on the home straight being driven right now by Erickson, joined by Balikian and Kennedy. The pursuing field of what was 7, now 4. Here goes Adams thinking about bridging up, just trying to keep these leaders in check. The rest of the riders will follow and bring it all right back together again over in turn 3. And Conrad Mayer sees an opportunity, but also just faking me out. He'll pull up quickly once he realizes there's not money there. Oh, back down the sprinter's lane. Might as well roll it for a bit. 11 to go. Force the catch. Don't waste that position you've earned, at least for a little bit longer here. Still Mayer just off the front. Field will be seeing 10 to go as they come onto the home straight. Ten to go. Mayer is positioning once again up towards that rail, signaling the end of his attack. Now looking for the next opportunity. All riders towards the rail, leaving the lane of attack wide open at 9 to go. Danielson will assume lead role. Just for a moment, though. Erickson attacks at the rear wheel of Quinn Kennedy, who tries to get up to speed. 8 to go. Danielson on the front. Another attack from Erickson. Feeling strong tonight, at least feeling assertive here this evening. The majority of the moves have been on the back of his wheel. And his attacks here won again. Because every time I look away from the track, he's going again. Now it's 7 to go. Halfacker did hold onto his wheel nicely through that acceleration, so 2 riders off the front. Back to the field, it's Nolan Adams feeling a little anxious here. Gets on top of the jump and tries to cover this bridge quickly. And he's on his way. The field a bit shattered here on the back of all this speed. Here comes Adams for the catch onto the home straight. 3 at the front at 6 to go. Conrad Mayer looks in position to close this gap as well. Just dangling off just by a bit here. You can see him looking down at the legs, asking for just give me a little more. I just got to finish this. I'll get a little bit of rest if I can find this group. Join in on that slipstream. Almost there onto the home straight now. Front is going to go from 3 to soon 4 riders. If Mayer can finish this out soon. 5 to go. Should be able to do it. Danielson getting some cheers from the home crowd here, hoping number 10 can find his way up as well. Starting to lose a little bit of steam, though. May not be able to make this catch as this 4 continuing to ride away from the majority of the chasing riders. Four to go. It's been pretty quiet out there in the live chat this evening, but at least one cheer for Nolan Adams, though, to make that bridge and be involved up here. So he does make the break. The live chat's got to be happy about that. Frequent co-host with me up here on some of our events. Looking good here this evening. He's found himself in this, what will likely be the podium of this race now. So now it's a little bit about conserving energy if you want to finish on that fast lap at top speed, or apply the energy now if you've got more of that pursuit approach. Keep it too hard for the sprinters to be able to hold on to your wheel. You kind of have to choose your method and see which way works here. At 2 to go, it's kind of just keeping steady. Kind of a similar pace we've seen up to this point. Adams does a full reset position to the back of the group, avoiding that front, with Mayer now in the front, still willing to do some work for this group of 4. I guess wondering what the mission is here at this point. What's the tactic? What's the approach? I expect this move from this rider. Erickson at the front wants to go full blast out of this corner. Erickson at the bell. 1 to go. Adams jumps around Halfacker to find the wheel, though. Halfacker down the back straight, finding his way back up as well. Leaving Mayer a little bit out of this sprint now. It's going to be Erickson on the lead. Halfacker to respond. Adams holding on to see if he's got any more jump left, but Halfacker looks like he's got the best sprint left here tonight. Halfacker overall takes the race. Erickson and Adams go 2 and 3 across the line. Master Women Scratch Race to the rail. Another scratch race this evening, our final one of the program before the Madison Points race right around the corner. This is a 20-lap race currently in the neutral. Masters women on the track for the neutral in the scratch race. On deck, Masters men, Madison Points. Racing it away. 20 to go. Luther at 19 to go at the front of the field, with Edwards taking over now. Decent length scratch race for this size of group. So look for some similar to what we saw in the last couple of races. It starts a little bit more collaborative than it ends. Everybody has a shared interest in seeing the number on the lap cards go down, down, down. Caitlin Sweetage getting a little bit speedy here and brings with her Luther. So two riders just starting to pull away a bit from this group, although looks like the Colors of Spokeswomen Cycling responding quickly enough to keep it honest for the time being. That was number 210, making that catch look pretty quick from Paulworth. The Sweetage again. Caitlin pulling away from the group with Luther. So the same duo we saw earlier, feeling that the current tempo is just not quite matching what they're looking for. And they start to set a little bit of distance between them and the chasing field. 15 to go. Responses from number 214, Maddie Wiseman. Setting up for a catch down the back straight. It looks like Maddie might find the way here pretty quickly. Paulworth also out of the group, trying to catch in the bridge in between the two right now. Three on the front at 14 to go. Paulworth almost there. And the rest of the field getting pulled into little pieces as it'll be Edwards and Chuang coming out next to catch. At 13 to go. Paulworth has made her way up to the front, and nearly Chuang and Edwards as well. So make it a field and the front of the race with 6. This has kind of been the theme of tonight with the Masters scratches, is at some point The tempo feels a bit slow for some of the riders in the group. They decide to get aggressive kind of early mid-race, establish a new tempo, and then challenge riders to come up and join them at the front, make this new field, and that's where the race really ends up being. $12 to go for this group of 6, the front of the race. It's been Luther on the front of the lap for a bit here, and starting now to recombine things. Kayla number 207 gets onto the wheel of Luther quickly. Field of 6, starting to thin out a bit again, though, is now down to 5 with one rider just barely dangling. Parworth trying to hold on, get back into the fold before things get quick again, but Luther is going to keep it moving at the front of the race. She pulls up pretty quickly, though, inviting potential rest, although I don't think the rider from Coalition, Caitlin Sweetage, has any interest in slowing it down. She'll just keep pushing the pedals and keep it rolling. 10 to go. And 9 to go with Luther driving it again. She's got Edwards attached to that wheel. Wiseman now left on her own. She'll pull up to the blue line, though. Wiseman and Luther all the way to the top. Sweetage staying down low, as she's done several times this race. If she's at the front, she's going to drive. Keep it rolling. Keep the speed. Eight to go. At 7, here comes some big aggression from Luther. Trying to not let anybody sneak on that wheel like's happened a couple times. So she sits near the back of the group in a little bit sneakier spot. Feels she's got a nice clear rear wheel. And now it's time to get truly aggressive. Nice attack there. You can see the lead rider all by herself coming through the corner. Got 2 in pursuit. And Sweetage next closest to the leader now. Luther, 6 to go. Infield says, what are you doing sitting up? It hurts. It's hard. It is hard. But in the best position in the race at the front, sits all the way up, ready for some help. Maybe rest and try to get ready to do one of those again in a few laps. Put herself in that same position as the race is finishing. Nearing its conclusion here, the scratch race for our master women. 4 to go. The final chapter of the race, the final mile. Sweetage on the front has been there quite a bit in this race and has been absolutely willing to keep it quick from that position. Now slowing it down just a hair as the whole field happy for just a little bit of rest before this thing wraps up. Seeing 2 to go. It's anyone's race here at the end. See things getting lined up here. Watching 110 for sure. Saw that attack earlier. She decided to bring back that speed and all that position she had earned and come right back into the field. Likely to rest up for another one here soon. One rider dangling out in front now. Luther setting up for the attack again. Through the corner, Luther will take over the lap, hoping to just go one final big fast one to finish it up with the bell ringing. 1 to go. 1 to go. Selesky was the rider off the front as Luther set up for that pass before the bell. Still currently in second overall is Selesky going down the back straight. The race for third, Edwards makes the big jump. Starting to close a little bit up towards Selesky, but maybe too far to catch with, it looks like our lineup pretty well established here. Luther takes the final 400 meters. Selesky, Edwards nearly catches. Good race for the master women in the scratch race. Riders Alexa on the back straight as we prepare to start the Madison coming up next. Madison teams coming to the rail. has been updated to an 8x5 40-lap race. 8 opportunities for points, separated by 5 laps each. The Madison, the Keirin riders in the race are in the neutral. The relief riders, the riders that will start in relief, are along the rail. They're waiting their start. And the relief riders have also pulled away, but we'll keep our eyes on the riders active in this field. 5 teams, 10 total athletes. Not funny. 40 to go and racing's underway. Bell at 36, 31, and every 6 and 1 all the way down until 1 to go. Yale will take the first attempt here at an exchange. Pink with a smooth exchange down the home straight. As Halfacker will bring in his teammate for tonight, Erickson, in the pink, going on our first attack of the race already. Bell in 2 more laps. Pink and green making a high speed exchange there between Robson and Martin. Martin on the quick catch here to try to get up to the front of Pink. Halfacker about to be tossed in by Erickson. Pink will catch and go over the top here as that exchange is finalizing, but he does get up there. So Martin back on the wheel of Halfacker makes the front of the race. It's Team Black. It's got Serge Malikian in right now. Next closest to the lead, and then there's Yellow right behind. That looks to be Tyson Danielson racing for the Yellow team. Malikian tossing in Hafer for Team Black. Going into turn 3. So the pursuant Black and Yellow team trying to get close. Another exchange here. Big one for Yellow. Missing it. Not quite timing it where they needed it to. Danielson has to reaccelerate. Front of the race is the pink team making the exchange now, just going under Stanley. Robson being brought into the race. Andrew waiting for things to go over the top. Whoa. Team Pink and Green, which official warning for dangerous riding has been issued. So 1 warning from the officials for Pink and Green for dangerous riding on the previous lap. Yellow off the front here, though, taking advantage of what was going on behind them. As that's Lynch. Got an extra lap of rest as well, but here goes Erickson to catch. Yellow looking for his teammate. It's Danielson. Pink missing. Martin going the long way around. Erickson will stick in the race. Martin still looking fresh here. She tries to keep this race quick for his team. So despite some forward and back, a little bit of aggression here and there, some attacks from these teams, essentially we're together at this point of the race with 4 of our 5 teams gathered up as a field coming on the home straight now. Our second bell, 31 to go. Green and pink, your leaders with 5. Team pink with 3. Black with 2 as we go into this one. Yellow. Good time for the exchange. It looks to be Lynch on fresh legs. It's going to power this thing around the corner for 5. Lynch for 5 in the yellow team. Team pink for 3 this time. Black, 2 points. Pink and green for 1. A little communication there from Team Pink. As Halfacker commands a little bit of speed from Erickson, he responds quickly enough for the exchange to go clean. Black and now Pink passing over the top of Seagay is the front of the race. There goes Pink. We've lost the green and pink team for the time being, although Robson is back in the race trying to catch. But we'll keep our eyes here as this push away from Team Pink is a pretty big move for Erickson and his teammate Halfacker at 28 to go. Current standings after the last points update. 3 teams with 6 points apiece. So 3-way tie all at first between green and pink, pink and yellow. The black team in 4th with 4. Pretty wide open race. But this kind of move is the kind of move that could shut this thing down, as pink finally finding some separation. Halfacker's turn to try to hold off any sort of response. The next closest team right now is black team going into turn 2. Here comes yellow, though, as well. Lynch for team yellow. Good on a catch like this. He's going to try and close this thing down a bit. Martin being thrown in by green and pink. Trying to pass team black, get back up into this thing. I think Martin's target was just to get on the wheel of yellow, which he does. With the bell ringing, it's pink that'll likely pick up 5. Yellow and pink and green teams. This little chase of 2. Fresh legs for yellow as Danielson's going to be brought in. Martin waiting for the exchange, and then you'll try to challenge Danielson potentially for the 3 points. Here's pink coming on the home straight for 5. 25 laps to go. Danielson for 3 on yellow. Green and pink for 2 points. Team black for 1. Robson making it look pretty good here as he passes yellow. Green and pink trying to get up to the front. The neon pink team over there going onto the back straight is the lead of the race and has taken the lead on the points as well. Current standings: in first with 11 points is pink. In second with 9 is yellow and blue. In third with 8 is the green and pink team. And in fourth with 5 is the black team. Lead of the lap is pink. Here comes Martin back in after an exchange to try to pursue up to the front. Another big move here for Andrew Martin, and the catch looks to be successful. Thinking about sticking to that wheel for a second, but he just kind of whips his way around. Still ahead of the bell, so 22 to go. Bell next time. Pink to exchange here. This will put Erickson back into the race. Likely on these fresh legs. Should be able to grab on to Martin or maybe even challenge for this sprint. The catching riders. We got yellow coming under the Greg Cycle sign. And then Team Black also. So it's not completely lost here for these two riders. There's still potential to catch. Back to the front. We notice Pink has really flown away here. Erickson talked about how he was on fresh legs and was able to match Martin and add enough even to come back around and take the lead of this lap away. The team right behind is not eligible at this state. So it should go to Pink for 5. Eventually it'll be green and pink for 3, it looks like. With 20 to go, Pink takes 5. Green and pink for 3. Yellow for 2. And black once again for 1. Points updates coming in. Looks like we've got our leaders, Team Pink, now with 16 points. The fight for second, though, tied up between yellow and the green and pink team, both with 11 points now. Black improves by 1 point to 6, still in fourth. Rider down in turn 1. Rider down. Ride a little high through corner 1. Above the red. We're neutralizing. Race director says. Race is neutralized. Riders being called back to the rail. Thank you. As athletes come around, riders being pulled to the rail. Up to the rail. Thank you. All right. Well, the call has been made to call the race as it stands. So we will publish the results as they were at the end of the race here. Continuing to check in with our rider. But we are officially done with our race program this evening. Priority number one, of course, is the safety of Halfacker, who is continuing to be checked in on. In the meantime, we're going to start shutting things down here on our end. There'll be more from Masters Regionals tomorrow, some time trials and other things to happen in the earlier hours of the day, and we have another evening session as well. And so once more, we say thank you for joining us for this broadcast, this live event here at Friday Night Racing. It's the first of a couple sessions of weekend racing, the Masters Regionals Championships here at our track. Thank you to our staff and our volunteers for a fantastic evening of racing. And thanks to all of you that are out there still here tonight. If you're here in the Velodrome with us, or of course you're out there watching live or rewatching later, thanks for viewership. We appreciate it. We'll be back with more racing action with you here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.